Welcome to my channel, Ruby Stedman. In this video I want to teach you how to knit this beautiful newborn baby hat. It's very easy to do. You hardly use any material and it goes really fast. In a couple hours you have this done. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. To make this newborn baby hat, this is the needles that I'm going to use. They're circular needle, they're made of bamboo, and they're 4.5 millimeter, and the cable is 22 centimeters. You're going to need a marker, a tapestry needle and scissor, and a pen and a piece of paper to keep track of the rows. And the yarn is 100% acrylic, 50 grams. I bought this one at the Dollar Tree, and it's like a hot pink. This one is the leftover yarn that I have from other projects. This one is Red Heart Comfort Sport, 100% acrylic, light 3, and it's a blend of colors, really nice. So the two of them are light 3. I bought these pom-poms at the dollar store, but they are from the Lion brand yarn. They're $1.25 for 2. So I want to do this hat with circular needle, and I want to do one with a straight needle. For those ones that don't know how to work with circular needle, I'm gonna make my other one exactly the same, but in this color with straight needles. That will be in my next video. So I think that's it. That's what you need to make this beautiful newborn baby hat. I'm gonna start with the hat pink for the border, and I'm gonna cast on 60 stitches. So I'm gonna wrap my yarn on the needle 30 times. And you can do with 60 or 64 stitches. When you finish and you have the 30, you will pull them from the needle, fold them in half, leave a little extra, and you'll have the amount of tail that you need for casting on your stitches. Here I have the amount of tail that I need, so I'm going to do a slip knot. And I'm going to start casting on my 60 stitches. Remember to do casting on nice and loose, and here you don't want this too tight, or these two, to squeeze together. So you'll continue doing this until you have 60 or 64. Once you have your 60 stitches, or 64, depend on the size. This one will be from 0 to 3 months. So if you want from 3 to 6, do 64. So do a knot here, not too tight. And make sure that all your stitches, this little border here is to the center. They're not twisted or anything. And the tail and the yarn attached to the ball is in your right side hand, like this. We're gonna start row number 1, and the first stitch we're gonna do with the 2-stranded yarn, okay, and we're gonna do 2 net. So the first net is with the 2-stranded yarn together, and then you're gonna let go of the tail. So in this row I don't want to place the marker. I will place the marker in the next row when I finish these two that I have these two together, right? The 2-stranded yarn that we just did. So we're gonna do 2 net, and now we're gonna do 2 purl. To net, and as you work you will move the stitches, you see, that way it's easier for you to work. So 2 purl and 2 net. So you'll finish this row with 2 purl, because you start with 2 net and you will finish here. I'm gonna finish this row with 2 purl, and you see the next one is these 2 strands together. That was the first stitch. So I'm gonna mark that I did row number 1, and I'm gonna place my marker now, and then we're gonna start row number 2 again, the same. Two net, and 2 purl. Two net, and 2 purl. And don't forget to move your stitches as you work. Two net and 2 purl. Like this, you're going to continue all the way around, and you're going to finish with 2 purl right before the marker. I'm going to finish this row with 2 purl, pass the marker, and mark that you did row number 2. Now you're going to continue with this repetition of 2 net, 2 purl, 2 net, 2 purl. Always finish with 2 purl for 12 rows. So we have done 2 rows. We have to do this for 10 more rows. 2 net and 2 purl. So I will meet you here when I have my 12 rows. Here I have my 12 rows, and you don't have to change color if you want. You can continue with the same color, but for mine I'm going to change color and remove the marker, and with the help of crochet hook I'm going to go here to the last one that I did in the back. I'm going to pass my new color, and I'm going to secure with a knot. And I'm going to pull that one, the pink one, tight, and I'm going to place my marker back. And now, and instead of continue working with the pink, I'm going to continue working with the new color. So I'm going to do 2 net, 2 purl. 2 net, 2 purl. So you're going to continue doing this all the way around. 2 net, 2 purl. I finished the first row with a new color. This one you have to keep in here without cutting. So you're going to continue with that same color. 2 net, 2 purl, 2 net, and 2 purl all the way around. I finished row number 2. Now I'm going to do row number 3 with this color again, and you're going to do 2 net, 2 purl all the way around. I finished the third row. Now we're going to change color, and to change color, you see we have this one in here, and this one we finished. You always have to have this one and here, and this one start like this. You have to have them crossing like this. You hold this one and this one in the back of this one. Because if you don't do that, if you leave that one here and start working with this one, you'll have a hole in here. So you have to bring this one to your left hand and the pink one in the right hand. See, this one to the here. You can hold it like that and it will be easier for you not to let it go and you get a little hole in there. So you're gonna start, don't pull this too much because otherwise you'll be pulling from here, and you're gonna start with 2 net again, and then you can let go of that one and continue with 2 purl, 2 net. You're gonna work with the pink for 2 rows and then with the mixed color for 3, with the pink for 2 and the mixed color 3, and you're gonna work until your piece measure for a newborn 15 centimeters or 6 inches. So I will do my 2 rows of the pink, and I will show you one more time how to change color. That way it's easier for you to know what to do. So I finished the second row with the pink. Now we're going to change color again, and then the pink I'm going to pass it to the left hand, and then the new color in my right hand, and you see they cross here. Because if you don't do that, you'll have a little hole. So now with the new color, you'll do your 2 net, 2 purl, 2 net, and do this for 3 rows. So you will be changing color back and forth until you have the desired length. I'm gonna work mine off camera, and I'll let you know how many rows in total I will give to mine before I start the decrease. Here I wanted to show you something. So when you change color in the first row, you always will have a space like this, you see, but what you do is you pull the color from underneath, and that closes that stitch in here. Okay, so in here is where we've been changing color, and you don't see any hole or anything different than this one here that you don't change color. It looks exactly the same. You see? Here I have 37 rows in total, counting the 12 for the border and 25 in here for the top. So look how nice it looks with the combination of the color. So from here, from row number 1 of the color, I start counting. I have my 25. Now in row number 26, we're gonna do decrease, and it's 2 together all the way around. Now we're gonna decrease as we see the stitches. So these 2 in here, the 2 first ones, are net, so you're gonna net those 2 together. These 2 are purl, and you're gonna purl those 2 together. And these ones are net, and you net those 2 together. And purl these 2 together. And like this, you're gonna continue working all the way around. I wanted to mention that you can cut this yarn because you don't gonna need it anymore. I finished that row of decrease. Now I'm gonna do one more row of decrease. So from 60 I have 30, and from 30 I will have 15. And that row decrease is gonna be an purl stitch, and I will do that off camera. Just 2 together, so you end up with 15. If you want to decrease more, go ahead. For me, I gotta leave it with those 15. That's enough. If you want to decrease more, you can pull out a little bit the wire and work, you know, I'm pulling the wire in places. That if you want to continue decreasing more. About 15 in the top is fine. And this looks like a little tube. but it's really nice. Once you finish, you will fold this a little bit, and look how nice that looks. Look adorable. So I'm gonna continue that off camera, doing that row of decrease of 2 together in a purl stitch, and I'll meet you here to show you how we're gonna close the top. Here I finished my decrease and I have my 15 stitches. Now I'm gonna cut a tail long enough for sewing the top of our hat. Now with the tapestry needle, you're gonna pass it through every single stitch. You have to be careful not to leave one without passing the tapestry needle, because you can lose your entire piece if you don't pass the strand of yarn through all of them. And at the same time, I will be removing my netting needles. So you're going to continue doing this through all your stitches. Once you finish passing through all of them, you remove your needles, and now you will pass your needle again through all your 15 stitches one more time. I always like to do this to make the hat stronger on the top. Now you pull tight, and it'll look like this, really nice in the top. Now you'll pass the strand of yarn to the inside, and then you'll lose your tails. Look how nice that looks. So in here you'll lose this tail, and that one, and the last one in here. Always when you start with the circular needle, you'll have your border a little uneven. So with the last tail, you'll even that up. Now it's nice and straight. So you bring it to the inside and lose that tail. Here you have 3 options. If you don't have one of these pom-poms, you can make one, or you can leave it without a pom-pom. For mine, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to attach it here. But the hat look adorable even without the pom-pom. And remember, if you gonna do a pom-pom, don't do one too big, or don't put one of these too big, because the baby's head is very fragile, so is the little neck, so you don't want nothing heavy in there. This is very light, don't have any weight to it. If it was heavy, I don't put any. Okay, so I will do this in here and I'll show you the result. I use only 24 grams of this one. I have 36 left in here, and I use like 12 grams of this one. So you hardly use any jar to make this cute little hat. So with 50 grams you have more than enough to make this size or a bigger size. So I hope you guys like it. I love this cute little hat. I hope I have a granddaughter. I don't know yet. That way I can bring her home with this cute little hat. So I hope you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make this piece and you want to send me some picture, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman, or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here in YouTube. And don't forget to check my other videos in my channel. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.